Index number is then expressed as 100 times the ratio to the base value. So what do we mean by the price index number? A price index number is a measure of the changes in the prices of a variable or a group of variables over time. When an investigator studies different goods simultaneously, then the percentage change is considered the average for all the goods. Hello everyone, I am Purnima, faculty in the Department of Commerce and Management, Vidyashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. I welcome you all to this session. In this session 1 of Unit 5, we will be discussing about index numbers. Now, let us have a definition of the index number. A number showing the variation in a price or value compared with the price or value at a specified earlier time, often represented by the number 100. An index number is then expressed as 100 times the ratio to the base value. So, a number showing the variation in price or value compared with the price or value at a specific earlier time. So, you have a base period. Suppose you are taking 2010 as the base period. Now, it is 2026. So, compared to the base period, what is the price of a commodity and what are the variations? All that we will be knowing with the help of the index numbers. Now, there are 4 main types of index numbers categorized by what they measure. They are the price index like the CPI, WPI for cost changes, quantity index measuring output and volume changes, industrial production index, the value index tracking total monetary value changes like GDP, and special purpose indices such as the stock market indices or the human development index. So we have different types of indices. So we have the price index, quantity index, this is the price index, quantity index, industrial production index, and the special purpose indices. These measure relative changes in a base period versus a current period for different economic factors. Now, let us look into the different types of index numbers here. So, what do we mean by the price index number? A price index number is a measure of the changes in the prices of a variable or a group of variables over time. So, we are measuring the prices of different variables over a period of time. This type of index number is often used to compare the prices of goods from one period of time to the base period. The CPI is an example of the price index. Now, what is CPI? Consumer Product Index. Now, next one is the quantity index numbers. A quantity index number is a measure of the changes in quantity between the time periods. So, different changes in the quantity over the time period. They are often used to measure things such as employment, production, or construction. An example would be an index number that measures quantity changes in industrial production. Then, next one is the value index number. So, it measures the changes in the aggregate value of a variable or group of variables over time. Value index numbers are used to track changes in things such as trade, inventories, and sales. Next one is the special purpose index numbers. Special purpose index numbers are those that are constructed for specific purposes that does not fit into the other categories. So, all those which does not fit into other categories, for that we have the special purpose index numbers. They are typically designed to track changes in a specific industry sector or unique variable group. Index numbers that track changes in the stock market are an example of the special purpose index numbers. Now, let us look into the construction of index numbers. So, a statistical measure that helps in finding out the percentage change in the values of different variables such as the price of the different goods, production of different goods over time is known as the index number. So, it helps in finding out the percentage change in the value of different variables. So, that we call it as the index number. The percentage change is determined by taking the base year as a reference. This base year is the year of comparison. When an investigator studies different goods simultaneously, then the percentage change is considered the average for all the goods. Next one. Methods of construction of index numbers. There are two methods through which we can construct index numbers. First one is the simple or the unweighted, and the second one is the weighted index number. Now, what is this unweighted or simple index numbers? An index number in which each item must have some weight, as no weight is expressly assigned to any item, is known as the unweighted index numbers. It is known as the simple index number and can be constructed with the help of two techniques. One is the simple aggregative method and simple average of price relatives method. Now, in this unweighted index numbers, again we have two types. One is the simple aggregative method. Second one is the simple average of price relatives method. Now, let us go to the simple aggregative method, a method in which the aggregate prices of all the selected commodities in the current year are expressed as the aggregate price of all the commodities in the base year, is known as the simple aggregative method. So, here in the simple aggregative method, we take the total of all the prices of the current year and compare it with the total of the base year. So, this kind of a comparison, we call it as the simple aggregative method. It is the simplest method to construct index numbers. The formula for constructing index numbers is PO1 equals P1 by PO into 100 or PO by P1 into 100. Then, next one, so here we have one problem here. Compute the price index numbers by simple aggregative method to the following data, taking 2010 prices as the base. Now, this we call it as the PO, and this will be the P1, P1 and P1. So, here we have the prices, this is considered as the base year. So, then we have the current year. So, rice, it was costing in 2010, it was costing 30 rupees, wheat 25, milk 25, oil 50 and bananas 20. Now, the same commodity in 2011, it has become 34, 30, 30, 60 and 24. And coming to 2013, it has become 40, 35, 36, 70, 30 and the total comes up to 2011. So, in 2050, it is 50, 40, 42, 80 and 35, and 2017, it has become 60, 50, 45, 90 and 40. So, you can see that we have only 1 year, that is the base. So, we consider it as the PO, and we have the different years, and we have to have a comparison of the different commodities for the different years. Now, the computations taking 2010 equals 100, and for the formula we are taking the base year as 100. So, here we will be having for 2011. So, if you can see here, for 2011, the aggregate, when we add all the commodities aggregate, it comes up to 178. So, you can see that for the base year, the aggregate is 150. Now, we are taking 178 by 150 into 100. So, it is 118.61. The same way in 2013, 211 by 150, it is 140.67. Again, if you can see here, in the year 2015, it is 247 and next we have 285. So, 247 by 150, it comes up to 164.67 and 285 by 150, it is 190. Thus, the group items prices on the whole increased by 90% in 2017 when compared to 2010. So, you can see here, the base year is 100 and here it has become 190. So, there is a 90% increase in the prices of goods compared from 2010 to 2017. Now, simple average of price relatives method. In this method, first the price relative or the price index for each commodity for each year is computed by the formula P1 by PO into 100 and then the average of the relatives is found out. Compute the price index number for the following data using the simple average relatives method by the mean, median and the geometric mean method. Now we have the units of the various commodities here, and here for bricks, for every 1000 units we are calculating. For sand it is 1 lorry load. For wood it is cubic feet. For cement it is a bag of cement. Gravel it is cubic meter. Now next one is the years. So we have 2015, 16 and 17. So if you are considering 2015 as the base year, then we have comparison for 16 and 17. Now let us see here, we'll have to calculate the price relative for each of the commodities here. So for the bricks here, you can see that it is 1000. For sand, if you can see, bricks it is 1000, sand 2000, wood 200, cement 250, gravel 500. So we have written down all the values here, and the price relative is always 100. So when we take the total of the price relative, it becomes 500. So 500 divided by 5 becomes 100. The mean of the price relatives becomes 100. Then the next one is for 2016, the same way we have to do. So here it will be, you have 1600. So 1600 divided by 1000, that is the base year. So it comes up to 160. Next it is 3000 by 2000 into 100, it becomes 150. Then 210 by 200 into 100, 300 by 250 into 100, so 600 by 500 into 100. So the total comes up to 655. Then the next one is, we'll have to take the 655, this is the total, divided by 5. So we get the mean as 131. The same way here, the price relative is 1800 by 1000 into 100, 180. Then 5000 by 2000, 250, 110, 132, 140, 812. So 812 divided by 5. So we get 162.4. Then the next one will be the median. So for the median, it will be the middlemost value. So the middlemost value is 100 here. So next one will be here, the middlemost value comes up to 120, and here the middlemost value comes up to 140. Once you arrange the values, you will get it. So after arranging or in the ascending or the descending order, so here if you can see all the values are same, so it becomes 100, the middlemost value. So here if you can see, here it is 105, then 120, 120, 150, 160. So when you arrange it, so the middlemost value comes up to 120. So I've written 120 here. So here also the same way, when you just arrange the values, the middlemost value comes up to 140. Now we have to calculate using the geometric mean. Using the geometric mean, we have antilog of summation log x divided by n. So the price relatives will be, so you will take the log values of the price relative here. So for the bricks it is 100. So so the log of 100 is 2.00. For all 100 values, the log is 2.000. So the summation log will be equal to 10. So here the price relative is 160. So you take the log of 160. So it comes up to 2.2041. So for the same, for all the values, take the log values. So we get the answer as 10.5598. So the same way for the price relative of 2017, when we take the log values, it becomes 10.9613. Now we have to find out the geometric mean of this. So that is summation log divided by n, 10 divided by 5, that comes up to 2. Here also 10.5598 divided by 5. So the geometric mean comes up to 2.1196, and next one is 10.919 divided by 5, 2.9211. So when we just convert it into the log value, so we take the antilog of this. So I get the price relative as 129 and 155.7. Now we have one more problem here. Problem 3, construct index numbers from the following data by using simple average of the price relatives method. So prices per unit in rupees in the year 2013, 14, 15, 16 and 17. So the price per unit is 5, 15, 1, orange is 2, watermelon is 10. So the price per unit in rupees in the year 2014, you can see the prices has risen say 6, 15, 2, 4 and 10. So in 2015 it is 8, 20, 2, 2 and 12. And then it is 16, it is 10, 20, 2, 3 and 12 and it is 12, 30, 3, 5 and 12. So the simple average of price relatives. So what we will do is we'll have to just write down the values as it is, and then here you can see price relatives for the year. For the year it is 100. For all the years it is 100. So 500 divided by 5 equals 100. Now for the price relative for mango, so it will be, if you are calculating the value, you are getting 120 here. So it will be 6 by 5 into 100. So it will be 120, 100, 200, 200, 100 and 720. So mean will be 720 divided by 5, it is 144. So the same way we calculate the price relatives for 2015, 2016, 2017. So we get the different totals here. So this divided by the number of commodities here. So divided by the number of commodities, you get 142.6, 160.6 and 222. Now we are taking the mean here. So the middlemost term is 100. We have written 100. Here also, if you can see here, the middlemost term, so it will be 100, 100, 120, 200, 200. So the middlemost value is 120. So here if you can see 100, 120, 133, 133, 160. The middlemost value is 133. Here it is 150 and 240. So the geometric mean will be 100, 136.9, 138.6, 157.1 and 212.3. Now, so with this we come to the end of this session. Hope you have all followed it. Thank you.